everyone, Matt here, and I'm going to be going through your assisted standing cardiovascular part of your exercise program. Those of you that have done the seated version before will know exactly what's going on. We're going to do about a 10-minute warm-up, we're going to do a 10-minute conditioning phase, and then we're going to do a 10-minute cool-down within this program. So all in all, it should last about 30 minutes. If you've done the seated version of the program, this is basically just the next stage up when we start to stand up while doing some of the exercises, but using the chair for support. Good. So, for this program, all you're going to be needing is a chair, not surprisingly. So something decently weighted that you can put your hands on, you feel quite sturdy just leaning on for some of the exercises if you need a bit of assistance with your balance. The other bits of equipment we'll be needing is either some light hand weights like so, okay, so some dumbbells. If you're all posh and proper, you can go get yourself a set of these online or from usually supermarkets and things sell light weights like this. But if you wish to, then obviously you can just grab yourself a bottle and fill it with water. A 500 milliliter bottle will be about half a kilogram, and a litre bottle like this will be about a kilo, okay? And you can just use them in exactly the same way. And again, if you've done a resistance part or the seated program, hopefully you'll have one of these, a resistance band. And again, you can buy these online or you can get them from any good sports shop, okay? Try and find one that's suitable for yourself and a good strength, all right? So, as I said, this is the assisted standing part. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a warm-up standing behind the chair. We're going to do the conditioning phase, which is going to be part of it. It's going to be standing behind the chair to do the aerobic part of the activity. But then we're going to come to a seated position on the chair just to do your active recovery and do those light weights. Just trying to keep those toes moving as we sit. And then we're going to finish off with a cool down, 5 minutes or so standing behind the chair. And then we're going to come and finish off with a few stretches sitting on the chair. Good. Any point during the program that you feel you need to recover, okay, you can come sit on the chair and you can just relax, keeping those toes moving until you feel ready to continue with the activity again. Excellent. Good. So take a few minutes if you need to get yourself ready, but if you're ready, we're going to go into the warm-up, and again, it's going to be about 10 minutes or so for the warm-up, okay? Let's go. Excellent. Alright, so to begin the warm-up, we're just going to come to the front of the chair. Use your hands to assist if you need to, just getting out of the chair. So we're going to go straight up out of the chair. Use the back of the chair just to walk around so you've got a bit of support there, standing behind the chair. Excellent. And we're going to start off nice and gently, so we're just going to start off with this little march of those feet. Just get those feet moving, and again, it's going to be about 10 minutes warm-up, okay? We're going to do a few little stretches and bits and pieces just to prepare the body for the activity. But just marching those feet nice and gently. Take it all at your own comfortable pace. It's not a race. Excellent. Just slow walking of those feet. If you need to, you can just do heel raises. You can keep the toes in contact with the floor and just pump through those heels if you find your legs getting a little bit tired. And again, as you go through, at any point you need to sit down and just recover, then feel free to, or you can try and keep with the exercise just seated while doing it. Excellent, and we're going to go back to our walk again, and we're going to go for some toe taps out to the side. So just little toe taps out to the side. Use the back of the chair for support, okay, just to support your weight a little bit and just to help with your balance. Just take those toes out to where it's comfortable for you. Nice, just slow, comfortable movements. Just warming up the major joints, warming up those hips now. Good, and we're going to go back to our walk again. Nice, comfortable walk, just pedaling those feet just as you feel comfortable. Again, if you want to go for those heel raises, if you prefer, then that's absolutely fine. But if you can, then just walking through those feet. Good, we're going to go for some heel digs out in front. So the heels come out, go onto the floor, and we're going to bring them back in. So the heel goes out onto the floor and then back in. Good, and again, keep these at your own comfortable pace. I'm going to be saying that a lot through this program. Just a warm up. Alright, steadily increasing things as we go. So using the back of the chair for support. Good, and we're going to go back to our walk again, just pedaling through those feet. Nice gentle walk, just for a few seconds. Ease those legs off a little bit. And then we're going to start doing some toe taps out behind, alright? So again, just keep it your own comfortable range of movement. Any pain or anything, just reduce that range of movement. Or you can return to just walking those feet or toe taps out to the side, alright? Just little toe taps behind if you can, alright? So little toe taps behind. So moving the hips in all the different directions, just warming them up, preparing those muscles for the exercise. Excellent, very good, and we're going to go back to our walk again. Good. And if you're feeling comfortable, you can just bring that pace up a little bit more. But again, work with your own comfortable limits, what's right for you. Good, we're going to go with some toe taps out in front, so the toes go down this time. So the heels stay off the floor, and you're just toe tapping down. Just try and point those toes down to the floor. Again, just warming up those muscles, preparing the body for the activity. Just do a few more of those for me. Excellent, and back to your walk again. Good, so just walking those feet, marching a little bit faster if you can, if you're feeling comfortable to. Use the back of the chair for support. Good, walk the feet just out to the side, just keep those feet pedaling as best you can, and we're going to roll the shoulders back one at a time, so you can keep one hand in contact with the chair. Roll one of your shoulders back for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Relax that down. We're going to do the same on the other side. So keeping one hand on the chair, with the other arm, we're going to roll the shoulder back for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. And a walk through of those feet. Good. Back to pedaling those feet again. So keep the toes in contact with the floor, just bringing the heels off. And we're going to do some shoulder shrugs, our teenager shrugs. So you're going to bring those shoulders up to our ears and then back down again. Up to our ears and back down. 2 more for me, up to our ears, back down. Last one, up we go and back down. Very good, and a march through those feet. Keep that circulation up, doing really well. Good, we're going to walk those feet out to the side nice and wide. We're going to soften the knees slightly. Just try and keep those toes tapping or those toes wiggling in your shoes. If you feel unstable, you just keep the feet still. We're going to release one of your hand off and we're going to reach round. So just circling round like we're reaching someone behind us and return to the middle. Nice and slowly, don't spin round too fast. Same side again and back to the middle. And we're going to do it 2 more times on this side. And last one's having a bit of a trunk twist. Any pain at all, just leave doing this exercise. And we're going to go back to our walk, to still pedal through those feet. And again, taking the feet out to the side again, and we're going to go round to the other side, not surprisingly. Reaching round and to the middle, just try and keep those toes wiggling in your shoes if you can and feel stable enough to. 2, 3, last one, number 4. Excellent. And back to the middle and a march through those feet again. Good. Hands to the back of the chair. We're going to toe tap back and we're just going to try and push the heel just down onto the floor. Feel a slight stretch down the bottom with the leg in the calf muscle and step back in. Same with the other leg. Toe tap back, push the heel down and step back in. So just a slight stretch. You feel a little bit of sort of discomfort in there but no pain at all. If it's painful, either leave the exercise or just reduce that range of movement. Good. So alternately tapping back those heels, pushing them onto the floor and then back in. And we're going to do 1 more on each side. Good. And the last one for me. Good. And back to your march again. Good. If you're feeling nice and comfortable now and you feel stable enough to, you can bring one of your arms in to have a little swing. Good. If you find your breathing's getting up a bit too much, you're getting a bit too puffed, just leave the arms out and just slow your pace down if you need to, okay? But if you're feeling comfortable, bring that arm in for a bit of a swing. Good. Pop the hand back in the chair. We're going to go for those toe taps out to the side again, so toe tapping out. Good. And this time, if you can, if you feel comfortable to, try and get your arm to correspond with your legs. So one arm and then the other, going out with those feet. So this will be one of your exercises when we come to actually do the cardiovascular part. We just take it nice and comfortably for now, as this is just a warm-up. Perfect, well done. And we're going to go back to that march again, and if you can, bring that arm back in for a bit of a swing. Take it all nice and comfortably. You should find your breathing just starting to come up just slightly now. And we're going to go for some more of those toe taps out in front. So toe tapping out, toes onto the floor, heels stay off the floor. And again, we're going to get that arm to correspond with that leg. So the arm just comes off in front if you feel comfortable to do so. If you feel unstable at any point, then keep both hands on the chair, that's perfectly fine. Good, and back to that march again. Bring that arm back in if you can, a little bit faster if possible. Good, both hands in the chair. We're going to do those toe taps behind, okay? So just toe tapping back. Good, and we're going to get the same arm to come up in front if you can, okay? So toe goes back and the same hand comes up in front. This will challenge your coordination. Do your best with it. If you want to, you can just do the feet, that's perfectly fine, but it gives you a bit more of a challenge. Good, and back to your march again. Nice quick march. And we're just going to finish off with a couple of those march and sprints, okay? So we're going to march those feet, and on the count of 3, we're going to sprint those feet. So, 1, 2, 3, sprint those feet. Very good, and back to your walk again. And we're going to do one more just to finish off the warm-up, and then we're going to move on to the conditioning phase. So, 1, 2, 3, sprint those feet for me. Keep going. Excellent, and back to your march. Excellent, hopefully you're feeling a little bit more warmed up now, and then we're going to move on to the conditioning phase now. Well done everyone. Good, now hopefully you're nice and warmed up. We're going to move on to the conditioning phase of our program. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with our toe taps out to the side again. So each exercise is going to last for about a minute, and then we're going to come to the chair and we're going to come do that active recovery. So these are our half stars. So what we're going to do is, if you feel comfortable, we're going to bring the arm in with those. So the aim with the cardiovascular exercises, the one standing behind the chair, is to get your heart rate up, get your breathing up slightly as well. So you should be able to continue a good conversation while you're doing the activity, but you should be aware that your breathing is up. If you find that you can sing a song while doing it, okay, you're probably a little bit easy, and what we can do is increase the pace of the exercise or increase the range of the movement as long as you feel comfortable to. Likewise, if you find you're getting a bit puffed while doing the activity, you can reduce that range of movement, slow the pace down, or you can leave the arms out and just do the legs on that activity. Now, I'm not going to test if I can sing because no one wants that, so I'm going to continue at this pace, but you do what's right for you. Last couple of seconds for this exercise. Excellent. And we're going to come to the front of the chair. So use the back of the chair for support as you just move round. Find your calves on the front of the chair. Stick your bum out and you're going to lower yourself gently into the chair. And you're just going to hip roll to the front of the chair so we're sitting at the front. Grab your weights for me. I'm going to use the fancy dumbbells. Arms down by the side. Now just keep your toes tapping nice and gently. And we're just going to do some of those nice bicep curls. Nice slow movements. This is your active recovery, where you're giving yourself a little bit of a rest, giving that heart a bit of a rest to come down, and then obviously we're going to move back onto the cardiovascular activity in a moment. Good. Keep those toes tapping as best you can. If you want to do those heel raises, then you can. Just keep that circulation up with a little bit of foot movement. Good. Last 2 for me. Last one. Very good. And we're going to pop those weights down to one side. Use the side of the chair for support if you need to. We're just going to ease ourselves up out of the chair. Use the back of the chair just for support as we move around to the back. Hands at the back of the chair, and we're going to go for some knee raises, alright? So just raising those knees up as we go. So again, take the knees no higher than your waist, but work with your own comfortable range of movement as well. So if you find this nice and easy, what we can do, as long as you feel supported enough, okay, you can release one hand and just tap onto the opposite knee, or the same knee as it comes up. And this will increase the intensity of your activity. And if you find that you're getting a little bit too puffed, you can just reduce the speed or reduce the range of movement with your knee raises. Good. I'm finding it quite easy, so I'm just going to increase by just bringing those knees and those hands in. But you do what's right for you. A few more seconds on this one. Keep going for me. Excellent, very good. Use the back of the chair again as we come round to the front. We're going to take a seat on the chair. Make sure your calves touch the front of the chair. Lower yourself in, and you're going to grab your resistance band for me, okay? Good. So, upper back strengthen, sit nice and upright in the chair. You're going to take the band with an underhand grip. You're going to pull the band apart slightly and draw in towards your belly button, squeezing your shoulder blades together and relax. And remember, just keep those toes moving nice and gently as you do this. Lovely. Couple more repetitions for me. Lovely. Last one. Good. Excellent. And relax there. Pop the band down to one side. You're going to ease yourself out the chair. Use your hands to assist if you need to. Use the back of the chair to move round. And again, this time we're going to do some toe taps out behind. So toe tap those feet alternately out behind. Good. And again, if you find it nice and comfortable, you can get that same arm to raise up in front, or if you want a bit more of a challenge, you can do the opposite arm. Remember though, if you feel unstable at all, you can just do the legs. Keeping those hands, both hands in contact with the floor, that's perfectly fine. Just do what's comfortable for you. Remembering just to get that breathing up just slightly. Still hold that conversation. So even with the legs, you can just increase the speed that you're doing it, and that will make the exercise a little bit harder. Remember, at any point that you need to sit while I'm doing the exercise, you want to have a sit down and have recovery, you can. Just relax to the back of the chair and just keep those toes moving if you need to. Lovely. Last few seconds for this activity. Good. And we're going to come to the front of the chair again. Use the back of the chair. Good. Having a seat. Perfect. Excellent. Good. We're going to take the band again and we're going to take it round behind us. We're going to pop it under our arms. Underneath, sitting nice and upright, hands nice and close to the body, and we're going to push out in front, keeping those toes moving and relax the middle. So this is our chest strengthener. So we did the back, upper back strengthener. Now we're going to do the chest. Keep those toes moving nice and gently as we go. A little bit of recovery on there. Good. And last one for me. Good. And relax there. Pop the band to the side. Hands on the chair. Ease ourselves up out the chair. Using the back of the chair again. Good. Excellent. And we're going to go for some heel digs out in front. So heel digging out in front. So heels down, toes off the floor. Good, and again, if you want that bit more of a challenge, you can bring a bicep curl in there, right? So a little bicep curl. And again, if you find yourself getting a bit puffed, just leave the arms out or just reduce your speed. Excellent. Keep going. Last few seconds. Excellent. Very good. Come to the front of the chair again. Good. Sitting on the chair. Bring your weights up again. Arms down by the side of the chair. And all we're going to do is keep those toes moving and just take the hands towards the back of the chair, holding those weights, and relax back down again. And again, take it towards the back and back down. Good. Lovely. So you can do this one arm at a time if you prefer to. And hopefully you should feel it down the back of your arm, down the tricep muscle at the back. Good. Keep going for me. Last two. Last one. Excellent, very good. And we're going to pop those weights down to one side. And again, easing up the chair. Use the back of the chair, move around towards the back. And we're just going to march those feet. And we're going to do our march and sprints to finish off today. Good, so we're just going to march our feet nice and comfortably, and on the count of 3 we're going to sprint our feet, okay? So, 1, 2, 3, sprint those feet. Very good, and back to your march again. So if you need to, you can take some extra time to recover if you feel yourself getting a bit breathless. But if you're feeling all right, we're going to go again in 1, 2, 3, sprint those feet. Good, and back to your walk again. Good, bring that pace down, take some time to recover. And 1, 2, 3, sprint those feet. Good, and back down, and we're going to do one more. 1, 2, 3, sprint those feet. Keep going. Excellent, very good. And come around to the front of the chair again for our last exercise today. So again, calves on the front of the chair, ease down. And we're going to take those dumbbells again, one in each hand, keep those toes wiggling. I'm going to take the arms out to the side and then back down, so our lateral arm raises to finish. Good, keep it all nice and gentle, nice and slow. Remember, your shoulder muscles are quite small muscles, so you might find they fatigue quite quickly. So you can either do it with a lower weight or with no weight at all with this exercise. That's perfectly fine. Good. And we're going to do 2 more after this one. Be pleased to know that. Good. We're going to do 1 more. Excellent. Very good. Relax down. Very good. Excellent, keep those toes tapping for me. So, you've done the conditioning part of the program, and now we're going to go back behind the chair, and we're going to finish off with the cool down. Excellent, alright, so when you're ready, up out of the chair, and we're going to return back round to the back of the chair. Good, and we're going to go into the cool down phase. Well done. Good, well done everyone. So you finished the conditioning part of the program. We're now going to go into the cool down. So like we had a warm up to prepare the body for the exercise, we then have to have a cool down just to bring everything back down to normal. So we're going to start that now with a 10-minute cool down, and we're just going to start with those little toe taps out to the side. So the same movements before, but we're just going to reduce everything down, slowing the pace, slowing that movement down, just reducing the range of the movement, keep it nice and comfortable. So we're going to do about 5 more minutes standing, and then we're going to come to a seated position and finish off with just a few stretches just to loosen up the body from the activity we've done. And back to your walk again. Good, so little toe taps out behind, so toe tapping out behind. Again, nice small movements, just tiny taps out behind you, taking it all nice and comfortably. Good, and back to your walk again. Nice, slow, gentle walk now. Use your hands at the back of the chair. Just give me some of those slow knee raises. So you can challenge your balance a little bit with these slow knee raises. So make sure you're nice and supported by the chair, but just bringing one leg off and just challenge your balance slightly. If you find you're too unstable while doing this, then just stick with your walking, that's perfectly fine. But this will just help to improve your balance just slightly. Good, and just back to pedaling those feet again. Excellent. So keeping the toes in contact with the floor, just pedaling through those feet, taking it all nice and comfortably now. And we'll go some little toe taps out in front. So remember, toes down, heels off the floor as we tap out in front. Use that chair for support. Slowing everything down, nice and slow. Good, and back to your walk again, just pedaling through nice and gently through those feet. Good, and we're going to have some slow heel digs out in front, so heels down, toes off the floor. Leave them out there for a second, just tiny little movements out in front. Take it all nice and comfortably, slowing that pace down. Good, and back to your walk again. Good, we're going to back to those toe taps out to the side, so even smaller and slower movements now. Slow toe taps out, leave them out there for a second or so before you bring them back in. Good, and we'll do the same out behind. Alright, so tiny toe taps behind. Again, leave them out there for a second before you bring them back in. Fantastic, doing really well. Good, and back to your walk again. Find a spot on the floor and you can do heel toe on the same spot. So heel toe on that same spot on the floor. And then we're going to switch over to the other foot and do exactly the same. So find a spot on the floor and you do heel toe on that same spot. Really try and flex those toes down just to touch onto the floor, the same spot. Take your time with it. Just increase your ankle mobility to help with your walking. Very good, and back to your walk again. Excellent. Good. Come around to the chair then, okay? So use the back of the chair as always, walking round. Come and sit yourself down in the chair. Don't get too excited, we're not quite finished yet. So just hip roll to the front of the chair, sitting nice and upright. Just keep those toes tapping nice and gently. I'm just going to go through those mobility and stretching exercises to finish. So arms down by the side, we're going to roll the shoulders back for me for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to give some more teenager shrugs. So shoulders up to ears and down and down. My excellent teenager impression. 3 and 4. Very good. Relax down. Holding onto the side of the chair, you're going to release one hand off, just reaching down to the sides, reaching down and then back up. Use the other hand to stop yourself from falling off the chair. Good. Reaching down and back up. And we're going to do 2 more, reaching down and back up. Last one for me, reaching down and back up again. Very good. Off to the other side. So grip on with the other hand and reaching off. So reaching down to the other side and back up. It's the biscuit movement. So reaching down, dunking your biscuit in your tea, back up again. We're going to do 2 more on this side. So reaching down. Last one for me, reaching down. Good, so hopefully you feel a nice stretch down the side here. Hands in your lap for me. Taking one hand towards the back of the chair, taking the other hand across. You're just going to ease yourself around to have a look behind you. And return to the middle. And again, towards the back of the chair. Other hand comes across, ease yourself around. Remember, if there's any pain or discomfort while doing this, just leave this exercise. And again, taking a hand towards the back of the chair. Other hand comes across, ease yourself around. Good, and we're going to do one more on this side, so hand towards the back of the chair, other hand comes across, just ease yourself around slightly. Good, and return to the middle. We're going to do the same on the other side, so taking the other hand towards the back of the chair, grip the back of the chair, hand comes across to the opposite knee, just ease yourself around. And back to the middle, and again from your hand towards the back of the chair, other hand comes across, ease yourself around. And back to the middle, and again, good, and last one on this side, hand towards the back of the chair, other hand comes across, just ease yourself around to have a look behind you, good, and return back round to the middle, very good, give yourself a bit of a shake up, good, extend your right foot out in front, good, toes pointing forward, sitting nice and upright in the chair, hands go on the opposite bent knee, and you're just going to flex forwards from that point, and hopefully you feel this stretch up the back of the leg. So your leg that's coming out is nice and straight, the toes are pointing fairly forward, sitting nice and upright, flexing forward from that position. Feel a slight stretch up the back of the leg, should be a little bit of discomfort but no pain at all. Good, and ease back out and a wiggle of those feet. And we're going to do the same on the other side, so heel dig the other foot out, toes pointing forward, sitting nice and upright, flex forwards for me. Feel that stretch just up the back of the leg. Good, and ease back in, and we're going to go for a wiggle of those feet one more time. Good, bringing the hands up in front, interlink those fingers in front, just pushing out, you should feel a slight stretch across the top of the back. Just pushing out in front, hold that position. Excellent, and relax down, roll those shoulders through a couple of times just to ease that off. And we're going to take the hands towards the back of the chair, grip the back of the chair for me, pushing the chest out in front. Alright, so just trying to squeeze those shoulder blades together behind you for that slight stretch just across the chest. Again, keep with your own comfortable limits. Good, and relax off, cross those arms just a few times in front just to ease that off. And we're just going to finish off with one more stretch in the legs. So we're going to heel dig the foot out again. This time we're going to bring the toes up towards the ceiling. Hands on that other bent leg, sitting nice and upright in your chair, flexing forward. So this time hopefully you'll feel it a little bit in the back of the leg, but also further down into the calf muscle as well. Just ease forwards in that position, just hold that position for me for a few seconds. Excellent, very good, and wiggle out those feet just to ease that off. And again with the other foot, so heel dig out in front, toes up towards the ceiling, sitting nice and upright in your chair, and just flex forwards from that position. Feel that stretch, hopefully a little bit in the back of the leg, but mainly down into the calf muscle there. Like having a look over the front of your shoe, pulling those toes up towards your nose. Excellent, and ease back out, a little wiggle of those feet, give your arms a shake out. Fantastic, you can relax into the back of the chair now. You have completed your assisted standing part of your cardiovascular program. So fantastic, thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed it. Feel free to have a look at the other videos. There's a resistance program on there, and there's obviously the slightly easier seated program if you found today's sessions a little bit too much. Hopefully we'll have some of the fully standing exercises coming along soon. I'll be recording videos about those hopefully very, very soon. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you soon.